Moving ahead now, we'd like to talk to you a little bit about some of the movies you've been working on. You have two coming out right now, and the first one that we're going to talk about is Never Back Down, No Surrender, which is the third film in the Never Back Down series. Can you tell us a little bit about what that movie is? And in this movie, you're bringing back your role from the second film. So just kind of fill us in on what happened between the second movie and the third one, and what the story is about this one.
Well, this is about Case Walker trying to resurrect his MMA career. He meets up with his old buddy of his named Brody James, played by Josh Barnett, and he agrees to help him in his training camp. Fight an up and coming fight for a championship in Thailand. But while he goes to help his buddy train, certain things happen, and he winds up having to fight as well.
And it's a very interesting movie. It's also got S.A. Morales, Nathan Jones playing the big bad guy. It's always fun seeing Nathan Jones. Now, your take with the Never Back Down franchise has been a little bit more, especially in this third movie, focus on traditional martial arts. And there's a lot of talk, and this is a line that's said a few times in the new movie, new school versus old school. So I'd like to ask what the message is that you're trying to convey here with traditional martial arts versus mixed martial arts.
Well, I'm actually using a slice of life here. I train with a lot of MMA guys, and just like with the clip of myself and Kimbo Slice that's been seen like something like 15 million times. What the concept of untelegraphed blows is a traditional concept. The concept of how I move forward is something that comes from kata and traditional martial arts. There are a number of new fighters like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, to some degree Conor McGregor, that use aspects of traditional martial arts in their movement. And what I'm doing in this movie is displaying some of those concepts and how they are useful in modern MMA.
And I think that's something that's very evident in the film, and something that you yourself have talked about a lot. I've heard you before talk about wrapping your hands versus not wrapping your hands, which is also one of the dialogues in the movie. And something else, I guess, related to that, and this is something I had heard you say on interview with Access TV, was that you felt that a lot of MMA fighters are not necessarily true martial artists. Can you explain a little bit about that belief, and if you still believe that?
Oh, I absolutely believe that, because a martial artist is more than just a fighter. There's a way of life to a true martial artist. There are principles of discipline, respect, training, and just certain ways that you go about life that a true martial artist follows that has nothing to do with sport MMA. So the two, I feel like the more of a fighter I had become early, the less of a martial artist I was, because all I did was concentrate on that one aspect, and the other aspects of training my form, training in a very religious manner, things that were non fight oriented. Those things made me more of a complete person, and then discipline sometimes means doing something that you don't want to do. If I was, if it's easy for me to be a fighter, that doesn't take as much discipline as when I have to work on getting my technique together and my flexibility and everything else being an all-around martial arts. So of course there's certain martial arts concepts of discipline with anything, and if you have to be disciplined to be a fighter, but that's not the same discipline as being a well-rounded martial artist.
So would you say then, or it sounds like you're saying a little bit, that the sport element has kind of taken out a lot of the philosophical application of the martial arts, and more so that discipline element, which is, I guess in this case, fighting not to get into a fight, but to defend yourself?
Well, half my ability, trains every day as a martial artist should, and gets better. It's about his discipline and work ethic that makes him a better person, and it's about overcoming obstacles, right? So mentally, that person is better equipped at overcoming obstacles than I am, just relying on my physical ability. Sometimes I think in a male-dominated society, we tend to think of the gladiatorial aspects more than the disciplinary aspects. But with discipline, I could accomplish anything. With fighting skills, I only can accomplish fighting. It's people miss the forest for the trees.
Now, I hope at some point you're going to write a Tao of Jeet Kune Do version by Michael Jai White, because this is it's all very interesting stuff to hear.